At the beginning of NBA 2K19, I made a video where we took every team's best player, duplicated it 15 times, so it was just an entire team of every team's best player. And we are back in NBA 2K20 this time, and we are going to be doing the same thing. The reason I'm doing this again is because we have a completely different NBA. All the ratings are so much different than they were before. Last time we did this simulation, Kawhi and Giannis were both 94 overalls. Now Giannis is a 97, Kawhi's a 96. We got Luka Doncic, who was like an 80 overall last year. He wasn't even a team's best player, and now he's a 96 overall. So much is different. So I'm expecting this simulation to turn out a little different than it did last year. I think we have a lot of different guys that could do better. But last year in the finals, a little spoiler, it was Raptors versus Lakers. So Kawhi Leonard versus LeBron James in the finals. And LeBron James ended up winning 4-2. I'm going to go over all of the teams yet again. Starting off with our highest rated player in NBA 2K20. We got LeBron James. So as you can see right here, just the full team is going to be filled with him. 15 of every team's highest rated player in NBA 2K20. You guys might disagree on a few teams, but I just went ahead and took the highest overall player. So, of course, we got LeBron James on the Lakers. We got Nikola Vucevic on the Magic, 85 overall. Luka Doncic on the Mavs. Of course, he's gone from an 87 to 96 overall this year. Unfortunately, he's injured right now, so hopefully he comes back soon, nice and healthy. We got Kevin Durant on the Nets. These are injury-free rosters. On the Nuggets, we got Nikola Jokic, 89 overall. Victor Oladipo on the Pacers. He went up 1 overall. He's normally an 87. Drew Holiday, he also got bumped up 1 overall. Some players just get bumped up when we bring them into my league and they have a full team of themselves. Pistons have Andre Drummond. Raptors have Pascal Siakam. Rockets have James Harden. He's actually tied for highest rated player as well. He's a 97 overall. Spurs have DeMar DeRozan. Suns have Devin Booker. Thunder have Chris Paul. Karl Anthony Towns for the Timberwolves. Lillard for the Trailblazers. Warriors got Stephen Curry. Wizards have Bradley Beal. 76ers have Joel Embiid. The Bucks have Giannis, of course. Again, another player with a 97 overall. So our 3 players at 97 are Harden, LeBron, and Giannis at this point during the game. Bulls have Zach LaVine. Cavs have Kevin Love. Celtics have Kemba Walker. Clippers have Kawhi Leonard, and he actually got boosted up to a 97. Normally, he's a 96. Grizzlies got Ja Morant. Hawks have Trae Young. Heat have Jimmy Butler. Hornets have Devontae Graham, and he's actually going to be the lowest rated player from all of the teams. We got the Jazz with Donovan Mitchell, the Kings with De'Aaron Fox, and the Knicks with Julius Randle. And then, of course, we're back at the Lakers there. So that's going to be all of our teams. I want you guys to leave your comment down below on which team you think is going to do the best. I'm expecting it's going to be a lot different than last year, especially with a lot of players changing conferences. You have Kawhi in the West now. You got Durant in the East. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. We're just going to simulate through a season. We got injuries as well as trades off. That way the teams stay the same throughout the entire season. We're just going to simulate through an entire season, simulate through the playoffs, and see what team ends up winning the NBA championship. Leave your comment down below right now on which team you think is going to win. Also, if you guys are new here, make sure that you do subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 300,000 subscribers. We are now at the awards. Giannis is going to get MVP. I don't know how good these awards will be just because it's 15 of every player, so no player can really stand out. The real stats will be when we actually check out team stats. But Giannis does end up getting MVP. Rookie of the Year goes to Ja Morant. Sixth Man goes to Julius Randle. Defensive Player to Kawhi. Most Improved to Kawhi Leonard as well, which is very surprising because he was a 97 overall, so I don't get how you can improve too much on that, but he gets Most Improved. Mike Budenholzer of the Milwaukee Bucks gets Coach of the Year, so Giannis might have the best record right here with a record of 78-4, smashing the record for most wins in a season. I mean, we got these all-NBA teams, but they really do not matter too much. Coming over to standings here, we're going to check out the East first. So Giannis way out ahead of everybody with 78 wins. No one was really even close to him. Andre Drummond ends up coming in with that second seed. Then we got Siakam, Kevin Durant, Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Love ended up making playoffs. Kevin Love, one of the lower rated players at an 84 overall. I mean, most people just don't look at him as that great of a player anymore, but he ends up making playoffs here. It was a losing record, but he does make it. Bradley Beal and Kevin Love both making it into playoffs with losing records. Vucevic was super close. Trae Young, Oladipo, Kemba Walker, and then it is going to be Devontae Graham with the worst record. He is our lowest overall player, so it does make sense how that ended up happening. Coming over to the West now, kind of surprising right here, we got Karl Anthony Towns with the best record, getting 70 wins. Then we had Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, James Harden, Stephen Curry, Damian Lillard, and Nikola Jokic all making playoffs. Donovan Mitchell was super close to going ahead and make it in, but he was the 9th seed right there. And then coming down all the way to the bottom, De'Aaron Fox had the worst record. In fact, the worst record in the entire NBA, only getting 9 wins this season. Devin Booker not doing the greatest either. So it looks like point guards did not do as well, which is usually what we see in these simulations. Usually you got to be a taller player to go ahead and be successful when you have an entire team of yourself. As you can see here, Karl Anthony Towns, a little bit of an upset here. Guys like Doncic, Kawhi, LeBron, and James Harden all not getting the top seed. It could have gone to any of them. I want to come over here to team stats next, though. That way we can kind of check out how teams compared in different categories, or how players compared in different categories. So I want to start off here. Of course, we got the Bucks on top. This is the entire NBA. Bucks, Timberwolves, Pistons, Mavs, Clippers, Raptors. Those are our top 6 teams. If we come over here to field goal percentage, Andre Drummond going to have the top field goal percentage in the NBA, but he did not shoot a single 3. And Kevin Durant has the best 3-point percentage right here. Free throw percentage goes to Devin Booker. I want to see if James Harden. Okay, Harden did not actually attempt the most free throws per game. It was Giannis who attempted 44 free throws per game, which is pretty insane. And Doncic right behind him, he attempted less, but he actually made more. Most rebounds per game goes to Andre Drummond. That makes sense. Assists per game went to Luka Doncic. Steals per game, we had Kawhi Leonard. Blocks per game, we had Joel Embiid. And then those are kind of all the team stats right there, all our leaders in terms of stats. So pretty interesting how the NBA turned out. If we compare it to how it was last year when we did this simulation, it is completely different. I mean, we have a few of the top players still in here, but then we're missing out on others. Guys like Anthony Davis, Paul George, Kyrie didn't even get to participate in the simulation. Despite how good they are, they're actually the second best players on their teams. But let's just simulate the playoffs and find out what happens, starting off here with the first round. So after the first round, we actually only have one upset. We'll start off over in the East here, though. The Bucks. Giannis ended up beating out Kevin Love, of course. We had Kevin Durant barely scraping away with a Game 7 victory over Joel Embiid. Pascal Siakam beating out Jimmy Butler. And then Andre Drummond beating out Bradley Beal. Pretty big mismatch in terms of the height of Andre Drummond over Bradley Beal. And then coming over to the West here, we had 2 centers, Jokic versus Karl Anthony Towns. Cat ends up with the easy sweep. LeBron ends up beating James Harden, 97, beating out a 97. And then Stephen Curry with a big Game 7 win over Kawhi Leonard. So one of our top overall players in the West is already eliminated. And then Doncic with a 4-0 sweep over Damian Lillard. Let's find out who's going to make the conference finals here, see if we get any upsets at all. And right now, it's looking like a bunch of sweeps are happening pretty quickly right here. And Kevin Durant was actually the only team to put up a game against the higher seed. So Giannis beating out Kevin Durant 4-1. We had Andre Drummond beating out Pascal Siakam 4-0, an easy sweep for him. And then in the West, we had the top 2 seeds making it. Karl Anthony Towns beating out LeBron James our highest rated player in NBA 2K20. And then we had Doncic beating out Stephen Curry. So already completely different than last year. The only person we had in last year's simulation that's the same as this year is actually Andre Drummond in the Eastern Conference Finals. But everything else is completely different. But in the West, Luka Doncic with a 3-0 lead over Karl Anthony Towns. Let's see if he can get this sweep. And Doncic not able to get the sweep. Cat ends up getting a game right there. But in the East, Giannis with a 3-1 lead over Andre Drummond. And Giannis is going to beat out Andre Drummond 140-107. He is going to be our first player moving on to the NBA Finals. And Luka Doncic is going to be joining Giannis in the Finals. Going to get this Game 5 victory over Karl Anthony Towns to move on there. Watch a little bit of gameplay, Doncic versus Cat. I wanted to watch some with Giannis versus Andre Drummond and Doncic with a perfect release, but it actually just skipped it, and I couldn't actually watch any. Let's see how Cat plays, though. It's going to be interesting to see how a center plays. And he just puts up a tough little fader, and he actually hits that. Doncic's just going to run out the clock here. He's going to be facing off Giannis in the Finals. So here we are in the NBA Finals now. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo facing off against Luka Doncic. This kind of figure out which team has the best player in the NBA. Since we made entire teams of them, they don't have to rely on anybody else. It is all up to them to win. Giannis versus Doncic. Let's find out what happens right here. Giannis with a 2-0 lead. Giannis with a 3-0 lead. And game number 4 is actually really close. Giannis down by 4 points right now. If he wins this, then he goes ahead and wins the NBA championship. If not, Doncic still with a chance to do it. Giannis coming inside here and dunking over Doncic. I mean, Giannis just a huge athletic freak. It's going to be hard for anybody to win against him, and it makes sense how he's doing the best here. Doncic inside, going to draw the foul. That Giannis actually has 5 personal fouls, but luckily there's an endless supply of Giannis's. And Doncic missing the second free throw there. Giannis only down by 3 points. And he shoots the three-pointer, and he hits it to tie the game. Here we are with Doncic inside, and Giannis with a big defensive stop. He's on the fast break now, inside, and one. Giannis taking the lead right here. Let's see if he can hit the free throw, though. And he actually does hit that right there. So a 3-point lead for Giannis. Doncic needs this to stay in the series. Let's see if he can pull something out here. All right, here we go. Doncic, 22 seconds, down by 3. See if he opts for the 3 or if he just goes for an easy 2 and then fouls, goes for the 2, but he gets blocked and now he's forced to foul. Not a good situation for him right there. Not the best shot to try to force it inside against Giannis, but Giannis misses a free throw. Doncic gonna have to score real quick right here. A 3-pointer. It is no good. Giannis with the board, and he's gonna win the game right there and win the series 4-0. The easy sweep for Giannis, and it really was not a challenge for him at all. He had the best record during the normal season, only losing 4 games. I think he only dropped 1 game during the playoffs. We'll go ahead and check that out after as well, but it's really no surprise. The reigning MVP. Right now, he's leading the MVP race for this season as well. But Doncic doing very well. As well. He actually ends up getting the upset from the West. He definitely wasn't the favorite in the West, but he ends up going ahead and win. Let's find out who's going to get Finals MVP here. And it is going to go to Giannis. So there we go. Giannis ends up winning. Checking out one of the players' stats, the Finals MVP, Giannis right there. But last year, Giannis actually didn't even make it out of the second round. We had a completely different playoffs. It just shows how much the NBA can change in 1 year. Last year, Doncic, I don't even know what his overall was. it was like low 80s. This was at the beginning of NBA 2K18. He might have not even been an 80 overall yet. Probably in the low 80s when we did the simulation last year. And then this year, he goes ahead and becomes the best player in the West, makes the NBA Finals. That is going to be it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, of course, smash that like button. And if you are new here, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay tuned when I upload videos like this. This has been your boy Smequle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, famous season.